The Catalina foothills in Tucson, Arizona are known for their quietude. It's a place people go for silence, for the desert air and the mountain views. But since February 1st, 2026, the silence here has taken on a different weight. Let's talk about Nancy Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie was 84. She was a mother, a community member, and by all accounts, a woman of habit. When she missed a planned church service that Saturday morning, it wasn't just a missed appointment. It was the start of an investigation that would consume the FBI, the Pima County Sheriff's Office, and the public's imagination for 5 months and counting. Today, we're looking at the case of Nancy Guthrie. We aren't here to speculate on rumors or amplify noise. We're here to look at what we know, what we've been told, and why this case has become a modern cautionary tale about the interaction of true crime culture and cold-blooded opportunism. When we talk about this case, we have to strip away the conjecture and look at the physical evidence. On that night, January 31st, Nancy was at her home. Forensic teams later found blood at the scene. It's a detail that, while painful to recount, is vital. It's the reason this isn't categorized as a missing person case in the traditional sense. It is a kidnapping. We have surveillance footage, a masked figure on her porch. It's grainy, it's obstructive, it's exactly the kind of evidence that feels like it should lead to an arrest in a 60-minute television special. But in reality, it's a difficult, narrow window into a much wider, darker event. This is where things get complicated. If you followed the story, you've heard about the ransom notes, the initial demands for Bitcoin, the subsequent chilling notes claiming she had passed away, that the perpetrators had proof in a secure location. For months, the public was led to believe that these were the keys to the case. Then, in June 2026, a report from Reuters suggested that none of them were believed to be genuine. It was a pivot point. We saw a man named Derek Kalea, a Californian, plead guilty to sending fake ransom demands. Think about that for a second. While the family was in the throes of the worst nightmare imaginable, someone was sitting behind a screen using a VoIP app trying to capitalize on the trauma for a crypto payout. In early July, the FBI issued a clarification. They noted that while some of these communications were indeed extortion attempts without legitimacy, others are still being investigated as potentially legitimate. The Bureau is, as one expert put it, hedging their bets. They aren't closing the door on the possibility that the truth is buried somewhere within the noise. So, if the ransom notes are largely a distraction, what are the experts looking at? You hear a lot of chatter about the desert, about buried in the woods, or elaborate conspiracy theories. But the investigative consensus points elsewhere. Experienced criminologists like Casey Jordan and Mark Dragos have suggested that if this case is solved, it won't be because a satellite image found something in the bush. It will be because of a Confederate. The theory is that this is a targeted attack, someone with knowledge of the home, the routine, or the security. In a crime this specific, the person who holds the key is often someone on the periphery, someone who knows, and that person eventually may reach a point where the weight of the secret becomes too much. As creators, we have to be careful. We live in an era where solving the case feels like a gamified community project. We want to be the ones to notice a detail in a photo or connect two dots on a map. But when we talk about Nancy Guthrie, we have to remember the human cost. We're talking about an active investigation. The Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI are still working. Every time a baseless theory goes viral, it creates a diversion. It forces investigators to spend time debunking the noise instead of following the signals. If you're interested in this case, do it the right way. Don't hunt for rumors. If you have information, real, credible information, that's what the 1-800-CALL-FBI line is for. Nancy Guthrie is still missing. Her family is still waiting. And until there's a resolution, the most ethical thing we can do is keep focused on the facts and wait for the truth to emerge from the silence. If you enjoyed this kind of content from me and want to see me do more true crime stuff, let me know down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.